Hello, listener. Inconsistently consistent podcast. I'm Eric, better known as Everything Real is Known. Look, I got my first guest to the season 5. Yo, my man Daniel. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. It's an honor to have you here, man. We're getting into positive and negative consequences. Okay, so when they throw consequences at you, they usually are something to make you stop doing something because you might be fucking up somewhere. So they may, they want to make sure that, I'm saying, you stop the behavior is what it is. You know what I mean? They want to make sure. Okay. But do you feel like there's like positive consequences to shit that you do?
Oh, definitely, dog. Hey, thank you for having me, Eric. Everything is real that is known. I hope I got that right.
Yeah.
Badass acronym, you know what I mean? But thanks for having me. I'm a fan of the
It's a
show.
badass actor name.
No, but I'm a fan of the show, Eric. I respect everything that you're doing, man. You're grinding. Look at that
Yes,
studio's
sir.
badass. Weird
Yes, sir.
Studios.
Weird
So
Studios. Yeah.
definitely appreciate you having me on the show. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to talk that shit with you, man. Let's
Let's
get
get
it.
into it.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
get
do it,
into it.
man. But to go back to what you were talking about, how every decision does have a consequence, whether it is negative or positive. I do like the way you kind of put that together
Yes,
because
sir.
there are some good consequences. You know what I mean? There are, and we could dive into that. But just to give you an example of a small example, I'm drinking whiskey right now. It's a good consequence. My decision of drinking whiskey is the good consequence is that I'll be feeling good. The bad consequence is that tomorrow morning, when I have to wake my ass up for work, I'll be like, fuck, why did I drink that whiskey?
For sure. For
So
sure.
it just shows you how there's positives and negatives to every decision.
It
That's just a small
definitely is.
example.
See, me personally, when I thought about it, I never really put the spin on it to say like, the positive consequence. Because again, when you say consequence, it's such a heavy word. It's something that it's like, man, I'm about to get something handed down to me. So it's like, mm, I don't know if that's gonna work out for me. You know what I'm saying? But I like how you put that in regards to like the liquor's making you feel good right now, but the negative consequence to that ultimately is when you wake up in the morning, you might not feel so fucking great.
Hmm.
So I definitely get what you're saying right there, and it's true. But me, I'm keeping it steady with the water. You know what
Oh,
I'm
there
saying?
you
Just
go.
just trying to hydrate. You know what I mean? Trying to keep the
I've,
body
I've
hydrated.
seen that before at the gym and shit. I got
Yeah.
caught off guard the first time I saw it. I was like, damn, this fool's doing squats with drinking a tall can? But this shit straight up looks like a tall can of Modelo's and shit, dog.
Hell yeah. Yo,
But
yo, I
it's
love
water.
this. I love this company. This company is doing some amazing shit. They're
So
doing
good
some amazing
water.
shit. So
Why is
yeah,
it
yeah,
called
yeah.
death, dog? Like you drink it, you're gonna die.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Murder your thirst.
Ooh, okay, hit him.
Yeah, you
Damn,
know
is
what
that
I'm
an ad
saying?
placement? Is that an ad placement right there?
There's
To be
look.
continued.
That's an ad placement. Look with my face right next to the shit. You know what I'm saying? Right next to the dick.
Oh man, that's what cracks me up in some of these movies. You see some of these movies is like, bro, they're like, just pass the ketchup, pass the Heinz ketchup for me. It's like
Right.
you had to say Heinz, bro. You know
You
what I mean?
gotta say it like that. Right. You
Yeah.
gotta say Heinz.
Like, and then
Right.
they're at the dinner table, and then they just have the logo just right there, like, you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah.
Like all perfect.
Everything. Look. Everything you do has to be done with a purpose.
Oh,
I believe that.
absolutely, absolutely.
Everything
Everything
you
happens
do.
for a reason.
So, and you got to speak shit into existence too. You know what I mean? Like me fucking putting this shit up to my face. Who knows where that might go?
Yep.
That might be a positive consequence
There
of
might be
me
a
just
positive
drinking water,
consequence.
trying to,
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It all ties back. You know what I'm saying? We try to loop
That's
this
right.
bitch around. We try to loop it in. You know what I'm saying? I need all my sponsorship right now. I need all of it. All of my coins,
Oh
goddamn it.
yeah, there we
This
go.
show needs it. Okay? All the coins. You know what I'm
Get
saying? All
them.
the positive consequences out this
Oh
bitch.
shit!
But
Whoever's manufactured by, they better be watching.
man, you know what I'm saying? But here's the crazy part. Here's the kicker, right? So I like this brand, right? And I you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to attach myself to this brand or whatnot. But the negative part to it is obviously it's got death in the word. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that don't fucking know about it is like, well, what's the death shit about? Like you said, obviously just being like, man, like, what the fuck? He's drinking a tall can while he's fucking working out. You know what I'm saying? The perception of everything and how it looks, you know what I mean, is could kind of fuck you up too. So I mean, by me getting in bed, obviously I have to announce it's water because a lot of people is like, well, damn, what the fuck is he drinking? Damn, he getting twisted on his show. Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind getting twisted on my show, but I feel like it might make me lose my train of thought.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
I ain't trying to let y'all in all the way yet.
There you
All the
go.
way yet. I'm trying to keep some shit. I gotta keep
That's
some
right.
shit to myself. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
you're in the studio. You're the host. That's why I'm allowed to be able to drink a little bit.
Absolutely,
If I was
absolutely.
hosting, I'll be like in my suit, ready to roll. No, I'm just like me.
Maybe it was part of the plan. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Maybe you getting twisted like that. Maybe I got something on my sleeve. I might
Oh
try to
yeah.
slide into something and be like, all
I'm
right, motherfucker, you ready to go? Like,
I'm ready four
man, you
deep, dog. Let's
twisted
dive.
now,
Let's
so
dive into the deep
you
end,
you
homie.
open right up. Like, pause like a motherfucker.
Been drinking since 4. I just
Right.
played.
What
Oh shit.
happened? Nigga, what did I say?
Oh man.
Let me go back. What the fuck
Like, did you
happened?
record everything? Oh
Right.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you this. What is something you feel like you fucking struggle with?
Oh man. You know what? Just even driving home today, like I think what I struggle with most is just the impulse thoughts. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Just in life. Because kind of going back to our original topic of like positive consequences and negative
Yeah.
consequences, I feel like life, like you said, everything happens for a reason, everything has a purpose behind it. And in order for us to grow, it's not so much about just us doing something, our action, right? As
Correct.
more so, I feel it's about the reaction to things that's going to allow
Mm.
you to mature, to grow, and all of that good stuff. Especially with like my faith and all of that. That's like allowed me to humble myself, grow, focus on like not the small things and letting my impulse decisions kind of direct me, but also
Absolutely.
taking a step back and understand, all right, Daniel, chill out, like you were talking about on one of your shows, how you got to be able to talk to yourself, bring
Yep.
yourself down, like, hey,
Yep.
all right, what's the surrounding circumstance behind this? If I do this, what's going to happen if I just react with an impulse?
Right.
And I think over time, I've been able to develop that kind of tactic and strategy that's
Mm-hmm.
allowed me to grow. Whereas before, like when I was 20, 21, it's just straight impulse. You know what I mean? I'm pissed off. I'm going to just go straight pissed off the rest of the day and ruins your whole day. And then anybody around you just feels that negative energy.
Hell yeah.
But I
Hell
think
yeah.
the biggest challenge right now for sure is just being able to continue to develop that of just controlling that natural impulse, because that's just the way we are. You know what I mean? We're just selfish
Absolutely.
beings. We just want to be able to react quickly, make decisions quickly, and move forward. But
Yeah.
sometimes that has the negative ripple consequence.
I blame all of that shit on Amazon.
Why is that?
I blame all
Blame
of
it
it
on
on Amazon.
Bezos.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down. Reason why I say I blame all of this shit on Amazon is because of the fucking 2 day shipping and
Oh,
immediate
dude,
shipping.
game changer.
That changed our minds and that changed our perception of like it's like me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to lose weight. I want to kind of get my body in shape. I want to do things right. But we want the instant success. We want the instant gratification to every fucking thing. And so one of the things, like that's why I say I always blame it on Amazon because before then, people was willing to wait.
Yeah,
But without that, when once Amazon came into play, everybody wants the shit now. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Everybody wants that reaction now. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
it's so funny that you say you go back to when you were younger, you used to react to every fucking thing. And I used to be the same way. So I think with getting older and with time, I think the reason why we are not quick to react is because we know what the negative consequences
Yeah,
would be. You know what I'm saying? We know what's waiting for us at the other end of that spectrum. There's nothing positive that's gonna come out of a fucking 40-year-old man spazzing and losing his shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got camera phones now. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will find out where you work. And fucking carrying your ass. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true,
Oh,
dude. Karen,
can a dude be a Karen? Can a dude be a Karen?
oh yeah, there's plenty of dude Karens out there, bro. I have a neighbor that's a dude Karen. Fuck this bastard, dog. Got one of my friends' cars towed for parking in the visitor parking that was assigned to him. I'm like, bro, there was 20 other spaces available.
Right.
Nope, you need to follow the rules. But he did have long hair, so he probably fit the mold of a Karen.
It's a general question. Can a dude fucking be a Karen? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or is it, or are they called Jacob or fucking Michael?
Chase.
And Justin. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the name for a dude acting out of pocket? You know what I'm saying? But again, it just goes back to, you know, when you get older, you start to think things through a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like you talk about your faith. That's a good topic to touch on as well, too. Because, I mean, like, as you get older, you start to think about how many days you got left in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You get to start thinking of, like, I ain't got that many more motherfucking chances. I keep playing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be out this motherfucking anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's positive and negative consequences to everything. So, you know, again, it's crazy. So I was going to ask you too, like, okay, since we talking about the positive and the negative consequences and shit like that, do you feel like it's hard or shit that you struggle with, you know what I'm saying, as a man? And it could be women too, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, we throw thirst traps out there too, but I think we just fall for the bait easier. I think men just fall for the bait easier. But do you feel like it's hard to fucking stay consistent and fucking stay right out here with all the thirst traps, with all the fucking porn, all the shit that happens out here on a daily basis for a man? Do you feel like it's hard to stay, you know what I'm saying, consistent with your old lady, you know what I'm saying, with your woman?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely as a man, from a man's perspective, man, there's just, you have to remember, as humans in general, we're selfish beings. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And we're just naturally selfish. And for those women that are listening, men are more selfish naturally. We just are. Whereas women have more. Dude, studies prove that shit. Google it. Women have more of that. Women have more of that nurturing kind of trait embedded within them, whereas males, we don't really have, like, we can't, like, give birth to a baby. We don't have 9 months with that in a baby in our womb where we're creating that emotional and physical connection.
Yes,
whereas guys, you know what I mean, and you hear some of these dogs out there that, like, they're having. I heard about Nick Cannon. He had a kid.
Let's
like every 3 months and shit. Like, that just shows you, like, just slinging it, bro.
Fucking oh, man. He's fucking going in. Let's talk about it. And I'm glad you brought up his name, because that's where I was going.
Yeah, and it's just because it's like I was just mentioning, just that emotional attachment. We're not emotionally attached. Some men are. Like, some men are able to, like, really ground themselves and do all of that. And I'm not saying you or myself or anybody that I know, but it's just naturally it is a more challenging struggle throughout each day, because as a male, especially like you said, in the 21st century, in the Western civilization where we live, I live in Southern California, Orange County, you live in Arizona, and there's just a lot of temptation, not only with, like, the lust and all of that, but it's also just, like, temptation for us to just be selfish individuals, to make decisions only for ourselves. You know what I mean? Where that's the maturity. Like, now I'm at a point where, like, I understand, like, I'm not going to make a decision just for myself. You know, I'm going to think about my lady. I'm going to think about my family before I do something stupid.
Absolutely.
And before, like, at 20, that was a different perspective, where it's like, you're just thinking about the good consequence. Like, oh, this is the good consequence. I don't know about the negative consequence.
Right.
And then as you mature, you start having more of that self-awareness. Like, I understand, like, this is this is a struggle, this is a challenge, and this is
Yes.
something I can overcome. And it takes a lot of time, bro. It takes a lot of time, a lot of maturity, a lot of self
Right.
reflection. For those young males out there that are listening, it's gonna take time, but just keep your head on straight and understand that every experience is gonna guide you into the decisions that you want to make.
Okay. And and
Oh,
and,
I'm
and
preaching. I think I'm
yeah,
preaching.
no. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm about to hit you with some shit though.
Oh, hit
Okay?
it.
I'm about to hit you with some shit. Now, I gotta dive into what you were saying. Okay? You're absolutely right. So young man out there that's you know what I'm saying, just trying to spread your seed, you know what I'm saying? Slinging your Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Doing a ball Johnson dance, you
Oh
know what I'm
man.
saying? Look, have your fun. But here's what I'm gonna hit you with. As an older male, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
As someone older, as someone who has fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm mature enough to admit, you know what I'm saying, I fucked up. I
Yeah,
fucked up quite a few times.
we all have.
But what if the positive consequence to that fuck up could lead to the next Michael Jordan or Kobe? You in or out?
Ooh.
Yeah,
So
see, I
like
told you I was gonna hit you with
greatness,
some shit.
that greatness shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you go out, you act a fool, you know what I'm saying? You wildin', you know what I'm saying? You slip up. Bam,
Hmm.
you fuck up. But this fuck up, the positive spin of that could be the next Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant,
Mm.
Michael Jackson,
Oh, we don't want to
Kanye
go Michael.
West.
We don't want to go
Man.
Michael Jackson. That's a
I
big
can't keep
fuck
talking
up.
about fucking and Michael Jackson in the same sentence. I
We
didn't
don't
line
want to go
that
down
one
that
up. I
route,
didn't
bro. We
line
don't
that
want to
one
go
up.
down that.
I didn't line that shit up.
I love
but
his music, but hot damn.
but his personal life, no.
Woo. Never,
but
Neverland.
I mean, again, you know what I'm saying? George Lopez, if we want to go, you know what I'm saying? If we want to go Mexican, you know what I'm saying? Just thinking about like all of the celebrities or someone who is prominent to the world, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Again, like what if, yes, you made an error, but the positive that comes from that could be something that helps the rest of the world.
In what way? Tell me more about that.
So, like I said, you could be spawning the next best great thing. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You just don't know, right? Because
Mm.
the negative side, obviously, when you with your lady, and I'm not saying go out and go do that because that's what you're trying to seek.
Yeah.
That might be what Nick Cannon is on.
Oh,
Nick
yeah.
Cannon might be on that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's not Nick Cannon, right? So we all have real lives, and we can't, you know what I'm saying? We don't have the money or the you know what I'm saying, the know with how to raise multiple kids like that to
Yeah.
see if we didn't hit a jackpot and we produce someone that is great for the world. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The one thing or the one rule, you know what I'm saying, when you're out there fucking up like that, or the two rules I should say, when you're out there fucking up like that is, don't bring an STD and don't bring a baby back. You know what I'm saying? Play it safe. You're supposed to do it right. But I'll bring that question because again, you know what I'm saying? If you're out there and you're doing things like that, you never know what the positive outcome might be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And I'm not condoning it. So don't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't want the listener to get it twisted and be like,
Yeah.
oh, he's condoning cheating because he married or I'm not condoning it. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to expound on the positive and the negative consequences behind that. Because I
Mm.
think we know what the negative consequences are. We know it's
Hmm.
STDs, babies,
Yeah.
breakup, divorce,
Yeah.
half your shit gone. Maybe all of your shit gone. You know what I'm saying? You sleeping on the couch. You might be homeless. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a baby to take up. We know all the negative
Oh man.
consequences from doing some shit like that. But what if there's a positive consequence to be had? Because, like you said before, males are selfish. We are. We are selfish beings. We think with these peepers up here and the
Hmm.
shit that's in our pants. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and and every male is born with this shit. It's not like some males is not, and then some males are. We all are born like this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whether you're attracted to man, whether you're attracted to a woman, whether what you know what I'm saying, whatever, what have you. I'm not here to judge. But again, there is positive parts to it. It just nobody ever talks about it.
Mm, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's a good point that you bring up. Yeah, it's all about perspective in that instance, right? Like for example, like a Kobe Bryant that got caught up doing his
Ooh.
thing over there in
Oh,
Denver,
yes,
doing his
sir.
thing. Tiger Woods,
Tiger
who
Woods.
the
Yeah.
ultimate Matt Daddy, apparently, who nobody thought, right? He had a mistress in every state. Like,
Man,
damn, you know what I
man.
mean? So I think, like, so if we were to put those caps on when they were going through it,
Yes.
like they knew the negative consequence.
Absolutely.
That's why they still had their wife.
Right.
They're
They
like,
took the chance.
yeah, they're like, I love my wife, this and that, but you know what? Maybe let me go have some fun. So the perspective, if we were to put like the goggles of Michael, not Michael Jordan, but Kobe Bryant
Kobe
and
Bryant,
Tiger
Tiger
Woods
Woods.
at that
Yep.
moment when they were doing their thing, they were probably thinking the positive consequence is number one, I'm gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I'm gonna be able to do it with some thrill because I'm not gonna get caught because look who I am.
Absolutely. So
And
you think
then
it's more the thrill?
the thrill. I think that's what it is. And like if you look at these celebrities that do that,
Yes.
I think it's more of like I got the fame, I got the money, I got the family, I got everything. I'm like untouchable. But then as you can see, the negative consequence will supersede that in the long term.
Absolutely.
Because look at
Absolutely.
Kobe, like you said, he lost tons of money. He lost his Adidas deal. He Tiger Woods, man, did the media
They
they
tore
took
his
him
ass
down.
apart.
They threw him in the gutter. Like the one thing about America, I love my country, but one thing about America, they love building somebody up.
Yep.
They'll build you up. Fan love, fan love, fan love. But as soon as they get some dirt on you, they fucking love it tenfold to bring your ass down. They will bring you down into every gutter possible, man. And I think that's what they did with Tiger Woods. And I don't think he initially thought about the negative consequences of his decisions because
Yes.
you have 50 mistresses. You were like a pro at this shit, dog. Like he had to have a manager. Like think about it. He had to have a manager texting these girls on the side, dog. Like there's no way you're texting 50
This shit.
mistresses and your wife at the same
This
time.
shit is intricate.
Like unless he had like just like at a certain time he's gonna send this message like a mass message to all these women
Look,
like
look,
an
look, look,
email.
look.
You know what I mean?
Okay, okay, okay. Do you feel like Apple and Samsung took notes from a person's fuck up? Because you know that the technology is built so great now that you can pre-send text messages to
Ooh,
whoever you want. You can schedule them,
oh, I
and
didn't
you
know
don't even
that.
have to touch the fucking phone.
Damn.
So I think that a lot of these companies take note from people's fuck ups. But you're right. You're right. America loves the underdog, and then once the underdog gets too big, they
Mm-hmm.
want to humble him.
Oh, they want to bring them down,
They
and
want
they
to
bring
humble
them
him.
down bad.
Right.
And I don't know. I heard this quote. I don't know if it was a podcast I was listening to or just like a movie. It
Yep.
was talking about no matter how many good things or great traits and attributes you've done in your life, or any like accolades that you've done. Maybe you've given to the homeless and volunteered a
They
hundred
don't care.
thousand times.
They don't care.
That one fuck up will supersede
Everything.
all the rest.
Everything.
And I think that's going back to our discussion of how negative consequences or bad consequences I feel hold more weight in our decisions
Mm. I
than our
like
good
that.
consequences.
I
Because
like
good
that.
is all up to interpretation of the individual
Absolutely.
deciding or acting on it, right? Like what's good for you may not be good for me in this day and age for my time in my life right now. Whereas like good for my dad may be different from good for my mom in their
Sure.
different journey in life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I
So it's
think.
like the
Go
but
ahead.
the negative, I think the negative consequences, they kind of like they're black and white. Whereas like everyone knows if I touch that stove, it's gonna burn the shit out of me. And if I want to play with that little fire, okay, it may be fun for me, whether it's the thrill, whether it's the secretive stuff, going back to like these celebrities cheating, or just like being able to do whatever the hell I want. The black and white consequence, everyone outside looking in is gonna look at you like a dog. And like to your point, it's gonna cost you. And it could cost you money, it could cost you your fame, it could cost you all the kinds of stuff. So I feel like it's kind of, it has a little bit more weight than those good consequences. What are your thoughts?
I think you're touching on cancel culture.
Ooh,
I
what
think
do you
you're
mean?
touching on cancel culture. And we'll bring up a comedian who is in a hot seat right now, Ari Spears. I don't know if you know anything about him, but he's in a hot seat, him and Tiffany Haddish. And it's because he made a comment about Lizzo's weight. He said that she looked like a little, you know what I'm saying, a little poop emoji. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. It's fucked up, but you know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And he's always been outspoken. He's always been outspoken
Yeah.
like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just his style. And so someone went and dug up his past, and he did a skit with Tiffany Haddish that was like, you know, it was like 12 years ago, but he was like playing like he was kind of like Bill Cosby a little bit, where he was kind of, you know what I'm saying, that whole nasty negative thing to fucking with kids. So he's in the hot seat right now. Cancel culture was ready to cancel his ass for the whole Lizzo thing, but now, I mean, it's all out war for him. You know what I'm saying? And so I tend to believe in what you're saying in regards to like the whole negative consequence, like holding more weight, you know, than a positive consequence. Nobody cares about the positive that you do. They don't care.
Nah.
It's not a good story.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's say I blame the news for that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Look, I got multiple blamers. Okay.
Yeah. But it even stems down like, so like if you like to your point.
Yeah.
So like the bad pub is what gets these clicks, is what gets these views, right?
Absolutely.
So the new, like I agree with you, the news loves that shit. They feed off of it. Look at TMZ. It's still one of the biggest running news shows for year on out, year on in. And what is the reason? It's just celebrity gossip. And what they do, they give an angle on these specific stories that is not like even the full truth. Some of it could be even fabricated. You know what I mean?
A lot of this shit is took out of context.
A lot of it is. And to your point is like what it is not even the news station. You break it down, like it goes back to every decision has a good consequence and a bad consequence. So who works for those news stations? These journalists. And these journalists, they have their own personal agenda. And they're like, I need a story that's going to get a lot of clicks. My manager's on my back. Maybe I haven't had an article in a while. You know what I mean? So I see that shit. Oh, that one bad thing. Let me post it. And then before you know it, reshared, retweeted, everything just explodes. And then now the person's like, good consequence. Look at that. Right. But the bad consequence is like, look at what you did to that person's fucking personal life. You know what I mean? But then the news doesn't give a damn because they're saying, hey, we're getting the ratings, we're getting all that. But it all stems down to the individual decision making. Obviously, the person that created the story is the person that's the subject of the story. Say, like, for example, Tiger Woods, or you said the comedian Spears. But he's the subject of the story. But then that one journalist is like, oh, let's turn this into something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as the shit was dug up, it just went everywhere. And it went viral because he was already in the news for fucking up before. So cancel culture has been on his ass, you know what I'm saying, to get him up out of here. That's just really what's happened. It's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But again, it just shows you can't fucking go around like saying whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
not anymore.
Shit's gonna get it. Not in this day and age.
No,
it used to be. You know.
No, even 10 years ago, man, it's fucking crazy. Like I'm a huge fan of stand-up comedy. I fucked that up. Stand-up comedy. I love that shit because I feel that's one of the toughest things an artist can do is go up on stage in front of a crowd that's waiting for them to make them laugh.
Absolutely.
And all that artist has is a fucking microphone. So
that's it.
You gotta be able to paint the picture. You gotta be able to act it out. You gotta be creative as fuck. You gotta be outlandish and off the wall. And that's what makes stand-up comedy so, like, if you look at Richard Pryor, even the George Lopez's, all of those great comedians in the past, and like the George Carlins, they said some off the wall shit, man.
Absolutely.
And
Some
even
very
like Eddie,
questionable
even
shit.
Eddie Murphy, you know, and he
Some
was doing
very
fucking daddy
questionable
daycare
shit.
now. So
Yeah.
it's like that's what stand-up comedy's all about, man. It's like these comedians are gonna put themselves in a vulnerable state to make you laugh and put themselves like they're gonna say some shit that they don't even believe, but they're just here to
Right.
make you laugh. And everybody's here in a room just to be able to laugh and have a good time. And the reason why I love stand-up comedy, because it takes you away from the everyday bullshit, man.
It does.
You know what I mean? It
Well,
puts you in a mindset where you're thinking about stupid shit that you never would have thought about.
a
You know what I
good
mean?
comedian can do that. A good
Yeah,
comedian can take you out of your day and put you into their day, so that way you're only thinking about the shit that they're going through. And
exactly.
then if you identified with it, it's gonna make you love that comedian even more. You're
Yeah,
gonna feel a little closer to that person. You'll be like, man, like fuck yeah, like I totally know what that person is going through. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, I love Richard Pryor. Um, I love Red Fox. I love some
Mm,
of the old school comedians as well. You know what I'm saying? Just the old school shit. Dick Gregory, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like these guys are in their, you know what I'm saying? When they were in their prime, they were in their prime, and they was talking on some real fucking issues,
yeah,
like bringing this shit to the forefront and talking about things that people didn't want to talk about. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
And
So
they made it funny with it. You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
absolutely, they got to make
It's
it funny.
like, and then like these people, cancel culture is getting to the extreme, bro. Where like they're like you said, they're having too much power.
They on that ass.
It's like
They on that
they're on the
ass.
ass like
They on that
sticky
ass.
toilet paper, bro.
Right.
Some bullshit. Fucking
Hey,
it. And those are the same people that are battling in stores for toilet paper and shit during the
absolutely,
pandemic.
absolutely. These are
Motherfuckers.
the same motherfucking trolls on Twitter that's fucking hiding behind their keyboard talking
Oh,
shit,
all day,
just
bro.
getting people riled up about shit. But look, I'll even okay. Let me ask you this: since we talking about cancel culture, let's dive.
Ooh, ooh.
Do you think it's a positive consequence to the cancel cultures? Do you feel like it's a positive consequence behind that? We talk shit, and the light has been, I guess negatively put on the cancel culture because of the shit that they doing. But do you feel like it opens up more, right, for your kids and for the people that are coming after you? You might not like it, you might not agree with it, but do you feel like it's going to be better for them coming up? Or do
Hell
you
no.
feel like it's going to be worse?
Hell no. Worse. And I can't say too much because there is cancel culture out there that'll try to cancel my ass. I'll be fucking in the unemployment line next week. Like, hey, Daniel, why'd you say that shit? You're fired. But, no, you gotta be careful with everything you say on the online nowadays. Fucking hey, you don't know
No,
who's
no, I don't
watching.
want no
Those
parts of
those
cancel
Karens
culture.
peeking
No,
through.
no.
I love
No.
you, Karens. I love you. You have a special place in my
No,
heart.
I love you, cancel culture. I love you. Please don't Twitter stroke me. Please don't Twitter stroke me.
Oh shit.
Of
But
course.
going back to your question, yeah, definitely. I do believe the initial response that cancel culture initially like got like kind of founded on
Yeah.
was to bring more awareness on certain topics in this country for equality around the whole nation, around everybody. You know that people just equal. But
Yes.
the negative consequence is that it, like you said, it opened the door where this door got fucking flooded. And think of it like a tsunami, and the water's putting pressure on that door and putting
Absolutely.
pressure on the door. Where you try to crack it open, you're like, oh, I'll just leave a little bit in. But as soon as you crack that shit open, it's breaking down through your whole house. And I
Hell
think that's
yeah.
what
Hell
cancel
yeah.
culture just did because like
Mm.
they wanted to like target certain aspects, but then other people were like, oh, well, this is my opportunity. Here's the tsunami, bitches. And we're going to attack everybody that's against what I believe. And
Right.
which is ironic because the reason why I bring this up, it's ironic that cancel culture is the way it is and how extreme it got because they're like the whole premise behind it, like which I told you I agree with, is like the equality. Everybody has the free speech, the free
Yeah.
mind, the
It's giving
freedom, right?
everybody a voice.
But like you use the example of that comedian Spears, he doesn't have the free voice. So it's like it's contradictory in a way. Like you're like, hold on. So we want freedom, but then we don't want freedom at the same time. So you know what I mean? So like I understand that they wanna be able to censor certain aspects and certain viewpoints, which I understand. Some people are off the wall. But there's certain time and place for it all. And you cannot dig deep into fucking what happened in 2005. If every single buddy was able to pull out their resume of what they did in 2005 to 2010, it was a different culture, different tradition back then. We would all have dirt, dog. Like all of us would have dirt.
Listen. In 2005, I was a whole murderer in my raps. I was a whole murderer. I would gun you down, motherfucker, in my raps. I was a whole gangster out here in 2005, okay? Fuck with me.
Yeah.
I was a whole gangster in my raps, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, so if people dug back, obviously they're going to get things that don't make you look in the best light.
Yeah, it's like you can't do that to somebody, you know what I mean? Because we're not who we are back then. Like just going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not what I was when I was 20. I'm about to be 30 next month. Like I'm not saying I'm wise and I'm old and I know everything, but I know way more than I did when I was 20. Absolutely. And some of the shit I said when I was 20 was in a different culture, in a different setting. And I'm sure if somebody were to find a recording of what I said, I'll be fucking canceled by all the Karens and shit too. Because it's like anybody would, bro. Oh, all of them, bro. It's like, damn, you know what I mean? So like, I feel like that's the tsunami where it just got overwhelming. And now it's trying to find strategic ways of finding a balance to combat that tsunami where it's just not everything should get canceled. You know what I mean? And some of our like,
back. I don't think
you don't think it's going back?
The water's already in the house.
Oh shit! You don't think you could go and vacuum it up?
No.
Can't vacuum it up? Oh shit! Too far gone?
It's too far. I think it's too far gone. I think the censorship and everybody wanting to have a voice, we're too fucking far gone. You know, this thing that this involved into is it's not going back, bro. It's not going back.
Damn.
The house is flooded.
So let me ask you. So do you believe cancel culture? Because you have kids.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a father, so I wouldn't be able to have that same perspective as you. And you're,
sure.
I found out you're 40 years old. I didn't even know. Damn, dog. I thought you were like 32, bro. Damn. Flossing all these motherfuckers.
Keep me fresh. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, dog. Gotta do that nightly routine, bro.
All that.
Oh shit. Man. That's good, man. But I want to get your perspective from where you were at and then having your family. Where do you feel we are in regards to the advancement in society that is like progressive culture, which we're referring to as cancel culture right now, and how that's going to have an impact and effect on your family and your kids?
I think that let me be politically correct here. Okay, no. In all honesty, I think that, you know, where we're at now and where we will be 5-10 years from now, I think that we will end up being a society that will end up looking like the movie Demolition Man. You ever seen this movie?
Yeah. With Chris Tucker and Snipes.
You will get merits for swearing. I think we are headed to that. So if you say anything wrong, if you say anything bad, you're going to get a fucking ticket because there's obviously the way that the shit is built already right now. If you think about it, there's microphones and there's cameras every fucking where. Somebody's catching you doing everything. It's not even, I mean, you can't do shit. You know what I mean? They're taking the whole, going back to religion, they're taking the whole thing, they're taking the whole God complex way too fucking serious. But I mean, in positive consequence, this shit helps us. So who are we to rag on the technology for being so fucking great But at the same token, it's taking away the whole God complex in regards to like, there's a microphone and a camera everywhere. So you're gonna get caught regardless of the fact,
Yeah.
right? So we're pushing towards how it looks in this movie to where you're going to ultimately get merits and you're ultimately going to get fined for swearing and saying things that are inappropriate out of your mouth. And I just really feel like that's the way that we're going. If anybody out there studies where we've gone and where we are now and how shit looked, literally the movie showed you how the fuck it was gonna look. You know, the movie showed us. Look. I'm gonna say something. Back to the Future fucking lied to me. Okay, Back to the Future fucking ruined my fucking whole childhood. Okay, it ruined my whole fucking childhood. By the time we would get to fucking 2015, that we would have fucking hoverboards and flying cars. That's the only fucking thing we don't got. Okay, it ruined my fucking childhood, but everything else we definitely got. We definitely got and more. You know, Biff is Trump, so that, you know what I'm saying? The DeLorean done fucked around and came back. You know what I'm saying? Got a new DeLorean out this bitch. So, I mean, I just feel like by the time my kids and my grandkids, yes, I do have grandkids for anybody asking. I think by the time we get there, or by the time we get to this spot, um, you know, it's gonna look like that. It's really gonna look like that. Um, where you can't do anything. You know,
Damn.
and guess what? Society will accept it.
Yeah.
We will accept it. We'll accept that as the norm because we've already proven enough that that's something that we are going to accept regardless of the fact. We are
Preach.
majority. If you say something and I don't know, if the shit catch wind of 10 fucking people, you know what I mean? That shit just keeps building and building and building. And what's so crazy about cancel culture? Let me tell you something. What's so crazy about cancel culture is the fact that half the motherfuckers that's in the group fucking bitching and moaning, they don't even believe what the fuck, the first 10 started. They don't believe that shit. They just riding the wave. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'm riding a fucking
Yep.
wave. Like they want to ride some shit and they don't even care about, you know what I'm saying, half the
Yeah.
shit that's going on. You know what I mean? We're all mindless sheep and we're just headed to, I don't know, a fucking destination somewhere. So let me ask you this. Have you ever stole before?
I actually have not.
You've never stole?
Nah, bro.
Oh, fuck. Let
My
me tell
mom
you.
will whoop the shit out of me if she found out I stole. My mom was the type of mom. So I'm Hispanic. I'm full Mexican
Okay.
for the listeners out there, and you know Latin moms, they don't fuck around. So my mom was to the extreme where like if you borrow a game like one of those like Game Boy games from your
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I'll give it to you by the end of the week. Cool, I got a new game to play. And my mom be like, what game are you playing? Like, oh, well, this game. I didn't buy that for you. Where'd you get it? Uh, uh, oh, well, this guy gave it to me. He let me borrow it. You don't borrow shit. I want you to go give it back to him tomorrow. But, nah, no buts. I said, go give it back to him tomorrow. So I'm like, fuck. I can't even borrow shit. And she always preached, like, you don't steal shit. But I went around cousins that did shoplifting and shit, but I never stole shit.
You just wasn't a good liar.
Yeah, I wasn't, dog. I'm still not a good liar.
Listen, I got plenty of stories of me stealing. Okay, they wasn't all great, you know. The first time I stole something, I stole a fat ass candy bar because I watched my brother and my cousins, you know what I'm saying, go to a store and fucking steal candy every day. So I figured I could do the same thing. But the first rule of thumb of stealing is don't fucking, you know, don't make a scene. Don't make motherfuckers look at you. What did I do? I was backwards flipping in the store. They already had my black ass on camera. So by the time I got out of I got away. I got all the way out the store. Once I got out the store, I dropped the first candy bar, and it was a Carmelo for anybody that's wondering.
Ooh.
It was a Carmelo. It's full.
The hell's that?
It's chocolate and caramel. Okay.
They still sell those?
I don't know if they still sell them.
You're still in some chocolate bars that aren't even going to be sold in the future?
I'm going to tell you. When I was a kid, and this might be all kids. When I was a kid, I didn't like candies that had nuts in them. I didn't like
Oh,
that. I didn't like my candies
like
crunchy.
no almonds, like no
I didn't
Babe
know almonds.
Ruths.
Hell no. Almond joys suck to me. They still do
Oh
to this day.
man.
I can't stand fucking almond joys. But
Oh man, that's
anyways,
the best.
so I had the candy bar. It was in my pants. I'm backwards flipping in the store. I get all the way out of the store, and I fucking put the candy bar on top of a trash can that was outside of the store, and I went back for seconds,
Oh,
and that's what got me caught.
yeah.
That's what got me caught.
You got
So
greedy.
look, I got greedy. Yes, that's a perfect. That's perfect. I got greedy. But see, let me ask you this: what do you feel would be the positive consequence to stealing?
Learning, for me, my perspective, learning
Yes.
not to do it again.
That's well. That wouldn't that be considered the negative?
That'll be
If
the positive
they want to
for
get
the
learn not
future.
to do
For the future.
but
I sound like a
I bring
Karen.
it to you. I bring it to you like that because what if? Okay, what if? And I'm a what if guy. Okay,
Ooh,
I'm a what if guy. What if
that's
you were
opposite of me
stealing?
because I fucking keep it just straight to it.
You
Yeah, I'm not
straightforward.
about the
All right,
what
no what
ifs.
ifs.
I'm optimistic, but I ain't what if for some reason.
Okay,
You know,
okay,
that's
okay.
yeah. So we gotta dig deeper into a different
What
episode on
if?
that.
What if you were stealing to feed your family though?
Ooh,
There are
that's
good
where it gets.
thieves. Can you be a
Yeah,
good thief? Wait.
yeah. Talk about movies.
Can you
Talk
be
about movies.
somebody that's good? It
One of my
goes back to
favorite
what you were
movies.
saying. It goes back to what you're saying. Like the it doesn't matter that you were stealing for your family. That was the good thing.
Yeah.
But you stole, which is the negative. That's the heavy
Hmm.
thing. So, I mean, what if you were stealing to feed your family?
You got to you got to do what you got to do, man, to
Yeah.
feed your family. But then, well, my question would be is like,
Okay.
what got you to that point where you have to
Mm.
steal to be to feed your family?
What if it was just a stream of bad luck? Just a stream of bad luck.
There's oh, I see. That's where my perception of life. There's different outlets, man. And we talk about as a
As a
man,
man,
you don't
whether
get
you
to the
be man,
point.
woman, kid,
You
it
don't
don't
get to the
matter.
point where you're like, I need to steal to feed my family.
I
I
need
understand there's a lot of situations out there. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But I'm sure shit like probably hit the fan for that person to get into that predicament. But you're right. Like at the end of the day, if I'm losing food off the table and I need to put food on the table for my family, then I got to do what I got to do. So what's the good consequence that I'm making a sacrifice for my freedom because if I get caught, I'm fucked.
Right.
But for my family, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
a good
that's
consequence.
the that's the obviously we know the pros and the cons behind it, obviously, but always ask that just because, you know, we talk about stealing, we talk about a person that kills someone, you know?
Ooh,
What if again, they were killing to save their life? You know, there's always a choice.
yeah,
There's a thin line. No, there's a thin line between the choice. I
yeah,
think there's a thin line between the choice, but there's always a choice. And I really feel like, you know, sometimes people are put in situations where they have to do it. They have to do it.
yeah. If that's the last resort, depending on what's happening, no, like as long as not premeditated, like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like those mafioso
You
movies,
said that a
like,
little too convincing.
like
You see, really, you got
I'm
bodies in
gonna,
the fridge.
I'm gonna go clip that motherfucker. I've
Cancel
been watching a lot of
culture.
Sopranos lately. Don't get clipped, dog.
Cancel culture, come
Oh shit.
rescue me. This motherfucker's crazy.
Oh shit. But as far as like self-defense, dog, like you ultimately want to defend yourself from
Yeah,
potentially you dying, right?
yeah,
And then shit can happen where like, oh fuck, you punch that fool and then he lands wrong on the curb or on a stool or whatever, like fuck.
yeah.
But ultimately, I think what you want to do, and this comes with age, like we're talking about, is
Absolutely.
if I were to get in a bar fight, number one, I want to avoid the escalation to the extreme where it's going to become a fight, a fist fight.
Mm,
I'm gonna do that. So say for example, we're in a bar
okay.
and people with alcohol. Some people are aggressive drunks, whatever. You fucking
Right.
bump into them, they want to fucking kill you. So at my age, I'm gonna do everything I can to de-escalate. Number one, my reaction, like I talked about earlier, the impulse. That's where the impulse. So if I was 21, I'm like, let's go, motherfucker. But now it's like, all right, I gotta think about myself. I gotta think about my job. I gotta think about my family. I gotta think about all the negative consequences in that moment, real quick.
Yeah.
And that's where the maturity comes into play. Like, yeah, maybe I could whoop his ass, but what could be the potential ripple consequences?
Effect. Yes.
So I'm gonna do everything I can to prevent that escalation, as well as I can. With obviously we're human, we're emotional.
Okay.
Number two, if it does get escalated,
Mm-hmm.
try to of escape that escalation. Have your friends, like hopefully somebody's there to mediate. Maybe it's just a shove and you walk away.
Right.
You know what I mean? And number three, if it's fucking throwing fists, then I'm gonna throw fists to the point where it's now diffused. You know what I mean? Where it's not gonna be fucking me on top of that motherfucker just wailing on him. You know what I mean? Grabbing a stool and fucking hitting him some more. You know what I mean? Not gonna go to that extreme or grab a pool stick and just whack him over the head. So
Okay,
it's gonna
so
be like
you pretty much telling everybody, but you grabbing everything that you gonna beat. I ain't using these motherfuckers. I'm gonna grab everything and beat some ass.
I'm saying
You
avoid
pretty
that.
much
Avoid
you
that.
telling the world all your moves, okay? If you come,
No
if
hidden
you run up on
secrets. No hidden
Daniel,
secrets.
just know you getting the bar stool to the head.
Oh shit.
Getting the bar stool to the head.
You may be concussed for a couple days, but you'll be good. You'll
You're
survive.
gonna be in the ICU, motherfucker. You might not walk again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm swinging. You're not that. But okay. Let me ask you this. RP PNB. This guy got caught. You know what I'm saying? We talk about violence and people having to defend themselves and shit like that, and getting out of the situation. Just knowing you and just knowing how old you are and mature you are. But what if something like this just happens to you? You get into a situation. These guys woke up with the intent to rob somebody today. And they ended up robbing PNB. He's a rapper. He got caught in LA, and where you at? And they killed him over some fucking jewelry.
Mm.
But everybody is kind of saying, and I agree, because I don't have no chains. I don't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm very low key. Flex when I need to.
Yeah, there you go.
Flex when I need to. You know I keep the shit at home. It's plenty. I gotta
That's
say.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I keep the valuables at home.
There you go.
This guy, he was younger. He had to be in his 20s, I want to say. Goes to the Roscoe Chicken and Waffles with $100,000 worth of jewelry on,
Damn.
and expecting nothing to happen.
Oof.
But the story is so layered, right?
Yeah.
Because if you've ever been somewhere with someone who is infatuated with social media and wanting to just be out there and just show your life on, you know, on the Instagram, on the gram,
Yeah.
it's life now, right?
Yeah.
So this is what got him killed. That life, him going there, and him and his girlfriend posting the food and pinging where they was at, is a result of what got him killed.
Also, the people inside the restaurant didn't run up on him. It was some
No,
other people that came up after.
they found that they seen his location.
Oh shit.
Yeah, same thing that happened to. I'm trying to remember the other rapper's name that got caught out there. He was on the come up too. Jeez, I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. But he was his friend was taking pictures and posting where they were at, and the guys came and ran in the house and killed them. So
Damn.
yeah, yeah, and he was
Damn.
on the come up. He was doing good. I mean,
Yeah.
I personally, I've never heard any of his music. And again, I don't plan on. This is not a plug for me to be like, oh, this is a hot story, so I got to
Yeah.
jump on the train. This is not that. I mean, I don't plan on jumping and listening to his music. I just think the story is fucked up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I think that um, when we talk about these positive and negative consequences, I mean, he probably very well was just trying to walk away from the situation. But sometimes you don't get a chance to walk away.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's it.
Oh
But
yeah.
the negative consequence was the fact that we live in a society where you know better to not fucking go to the hood, and wear $100,000 worth of shit.
Yeah.
You know better. You know what I'm saying? And so I
But at
think,
the same time, it's like I understand what you're saying,
yeah,
but at the same time, like you have to see where his perspective is. He wants a floss. He got it. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
and that's where his roots are probably. I don't know like if that's
No,
where his
his
roots
roots is
were.
in his roots is in Philly, but
Oh, okay.
he was out there with his girl, I think, and
Yeah, he wants
I
to
don't
show her a
know
good
if he.
time
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
wants to like make sure we're
Right.
looking fresh,
Yeah.
which is nothing wrong with that. But what like so I don't think he's fully in the wrong,
No, no, not at all.
but I think it's like it's fucked up that these people use social media as a tool to go fucking premeditate a killing and a robbery, right? Because if you're gonna go rob somebody off their body, you gotta expect as a thief, like you're saying, as a thief, you gotta expect worst case scenario, I'm killing the motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas like
absolutely.
same
I
thing
don't.
if I were to break into a home when I know people are sleeping.
Right.
Like I gotta go in there with that
With
mindset
that
as a thief,
mindset, right?
saying like
Yeah,
if shit
I'm
hits the
doing this.
fan,
I'm going all the way.
like I'm going all the way.
I'm going all the
Whereas
way.
like if I didn't want to do that, I wait, stake him out. Once he
Wait
drops
till
it
they
off in the
leave.
house,
Yeah, I don't want to hurt
leave, and
nobody.
then go
Yeah, I
grab
just want to
that.
steal your shit.
Yeah. So
I just want to take your shit.
I just want to take your
That's
shit,
it.
get that
That's
money,
it.
right?
I just want to take your shit. That's all. Okay, I don't want
But
to hurt nobody.
these fools want to go fucking this guy up. You
That's
know what I mean? That's
hey,
like
hey,
that's
hey.
that
That's why I say.
premeditated.
That's why I say. It goes back to I woke up like this, and I'm sorry for using fucking Beyonce's pun. I'm sorry for using that. I'm sorry for dropping that in there. Be high, stay off my ass, please don't come
They're
for
gonna
me,
cancel
okay?
your ass,
Stay
bro.
off my ass, right? I just, what I'm saying. These motherfuckers, they woke up like that. They woke up
Yeah.
with that in their mind. I'm killing somebody today.
Mhm.
Somebody about to get it today. You know what
And
I'm
it could have been
saying?
it could have been
And
like a ripple effect of a bad day. They saw
yeah.
that shit on Instagram. They're
I
like,
don't
you
even
know
think
what?
it's
Fuck
a
that
ripple
guy.
fleck of a bad day. I just think it's niggas being broke. Like these niggas is broke. Like you don't do that. Like I'm saying, like motherfuckers is broke. You cannot
Yeah.
do that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's just like, man, these fucking wolves that's out here, and
Yeah.
and and it's crazy because this is the society we live in
Yeah, for sure,
that
man.
has made us be more aware of our surroundings and what's going on
Yep.
than what we used to be before.
Yeah.
Remember back in the 90s? I don't know. Well, how old were you in the 90s? Fuck, I'm probably aging the shit out of myself right now. How old were you in the
I
90s?
was born in '92,
Okay, goddamn. Okay. Okay. Well,
it's
look,
like
we're
99,
gonna jump ahead. I'm gonna jump
97,
ahead to the
99. I still
2000s.
remember shit.
Let me jump ahead. Okay, so before it got bad, that's a better way to put it. Before it got bad, you used to be you used to be able to go outside, stay outside all fucking day,
Yeah.
and not worry about getting snatched up, being
Yeah.
in the wrong place, wrong time. Sure, did it happen? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not
To the
so
extreme
much
where
in
it's
your
at.
face like it is today. And
Yeah.
again, it goes back to my point that I was saying in regards to the technology. This shit is great. It's great. I'm able to have an interview with you. You all the way in Cali. I'm in fucking AZ. This is great. This is technology being used
That's
in
right.
a positive way.
That's right.
Even though we talking our shit, you know what I mean? We talking our shit, but it's being used in a positive way, as opposed to technology is fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
It could get you killed.
Yep. Absolutely, man. It's wild.
It could get you fucking killed.
It could.
So it's all kind of positive and negative consequences when it comes to that story with PNB. Like, I mean, he knew better to wear the chain. They shouldn't have snapped the food, But he's young. He living life. These guys woke up with murder on their mind that day.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with young Dolph. This guy got shot up at a fucking cookie shop.
No shit.
At a fucking cookie shop.
Damn.
How low can you get? There's fucking
Yeah.
kids in there. Kids in the cookie shop.
But that one sounds more personal than anything.
Damn.
Both of them kind of sound personal, but it's just like
I don't know if they was personal because
it has to be some intent behind it, man.
The same shit happened to XXX Testacion, and if I fucked up his name, don't come for me, okay? Okay? If I fucked up his name, don't come for me, okay? XXX got it the same fucking way, and it's because these guys followed him around, waited until they can get the drop on him, and they wanted to steal whatever he had on him in his fucking car.
Damn.
And he didn't give it up. That's it.
Oh man.
That's it.
That's the thing. See, like that's the thing too. Is like, at what level? Like at gunpoint, you give your shit up, man.
Yeah,
now if you give it up and they still kill your ass, like fuck. At least I did what I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
at least I can control that. But if I see three goons with pointing at me with guns, I'm like, I'm gonna try to fight these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like. I'm gonna tell you who I blame. I told you I got blamers. I got blamers. I was prepared for this shit. I had this shit ready, bro. I got blamers. All right, hit him.
I blame Marvel.
Ooh.
Marvel constantly puts superheroes in DC, constantly puts superheroes in our fucking face while the world is falling apart. And I got one question. Where the fuck is my superhero? Where's my fucking Batman? Where's my Superman? Where's my fucking Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I need him here now. I blame Marvel and DC for this shit. Everything has a cause and effect.
Yeah.
Everything does. So we sit back as Americans and as people, we sit back and we consume all of this content. We consume all this shit, not knowing what the positive and the negative consequences will be from that. Like you said, the ripple effect, the fucking Thanos snap.
Oh, yep. And everyone has that mentality, like, oh, I could be the hero. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people, like what you said, are influenced by these movies, saying like, oh, I could do it. I've seen enough YouTube where I could steal that guy's gun and try to maneuver my way. Like, fuck that, man. You're at gunpoint. Give him whatever the fuck you want besides your ass. That's it. Bottom line. That's where I draw the line.
Look, you're not too far fetched, and I gotta dive into me, right? I have that hero complex. I feel like I can save everybody. I do. I have that complex in me. But mine's in a different way. I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to take your gun or shit. I'm not bulletproof. You know what I mean? Like, you can fuck me up, right? I don't got no skills. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw these two. You know what I'm saying? I might try to grab on to something, but mostly I'm probably gonna hit your ass and take off. That's probably what the fuck I'm gonna do. Right? I'm gonna leave your ass.
A good old hit and run.
Nigga, just hit me in the jaw. What happened? Go get that motherfucker. But look, I have this hero complex inside of me where when everything was happening, the pandemic, I'm going to start there. The pandemic on, right? When everything was happening, I had this complex inside of me where I felt like I wanted to save everybody. And I still kind of do. It's not something that has left me or anything like that. I still kind of do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I want to help everybody and I want to save everybody, you know? But for me, holding on to that, I had to let it go. Holding on to that was a fucking heavy weight.
I bet.
It was so heavy on my chest, so heavy. See, that's the negative consequence.
Yeah.
Right? It was heavy as fuck to hold. But the positive consequence to that is if I was able to do it, I would have saved everybody.
You want to do it.
Absolutely.
Why do you feel like you felt the burden to wanting to save everybody?
I don't want to see anybody in pain. But here's you want to know
that's a good characteristic though. That's a good characteristic.
Want to know the wicked part?
What's the wicked part?
The wicked part is who would save me from my pain.
That's right. That goes back to how we're all selfish individuals, and there's a handful.
Goddamn, you good.
It does, man. It's all man. We said we were looping. We're looping on this shit, NASCAR style, baby. Right. But what it is like there's a handful of individuals that have these important characteristics that we need in society, like yourself, where they
Yes.
have that hero mentality, where they're going to be selfless and caring, and and there's a lot of us that don't have that, and we need to feed off of those individuals that do have that. But what happens, to your point, is that it's not reciprocated. Like everyone will go ahead and pull out of your tank, your fuel tank, and just
And leave you
appreciate
with
it. Like, oh,
nothing.
thank you, that's it, and
You're
then
right.
bounce. You know what I mean? Like the thank you, but they ain't dropping no droplets back in, bro.
Hell
The
no.
basket, the tithing basket is not
Right.
going around, but
Hell
they're just
no.
taking and they're not giving back, bro.
Hell yeah.
So it's
They
like,
don't feel back up. And that's what I had to come to realize that nobody cares like I do.
oh, that's good.
Nobody cares. If you think about even your own shit, like going back to selfishness, even your own shit. When you loan something out to somebody, you're expecting them to take care of it like yours.
Yeah,
But when they don't, you get mad.
yeah.
But they never gave a fuck like you in
Nah,
the first fucking place.
nah.
So it's a
Absolutely.
feeling that's lost on, you know what I'm saying? You just entertain your own feeling and got mad for no reason.
Yeah,
Now what's the big deal? Now what happens? You cut them off, you stop talking to them.
yeah,
Time wasted. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole, like you say, it's a ripple effect.
yeah.
But I mean for me, I had that inside of me for a while. And I was like, man, I just want to take this shit away. I want to help everybody. I want to do this. I want to do that. I just want to help everybody. I don't want anybody to feel pain. But you know, the flip side of that is there was nobody to help me with my pain.
Yeah, and
You
that
know what I'm
burden
saying?
just gets heavier and heavier
Oh yeah, I had to
because
let.
you're gonna be bending backwards for everybody, which
Oh
is
yeah,
it's great, man. Like we should be selfless,
yeah,
and that's what we're intended to do: spread love and really love each other and be
absolutely,
selfless and not be selfish. Because selfish is the opposite of love. Because then
right,
you're only caring about yourself and how you can get ahead. So that's a
absolutely.
great characteristic to have. But it's like life is all about balance. You know what I mean?
It definitely is. It definitely is. What do you feel like is the hardest thing to balance through life? What do you feel like is one of the hardest fucking struggles with balance?
Oh man, I would say like to kind of piggyback off of that because I'm very
Yeah,
similar to you, and in
yeah,
the pandemic, it kind of opened my eyes of like, why am I bending backwards for everybody around me when not
mm-hmm,
everybody does that for me? You know what I mean? Very
mm-hmm.
similar to kind of like your epiphany, like that self awareness and understanding around you. Like, all right, but I think the difficulty is understanding and balancing your personal attributes. So like
Mm-hmm.
you and I are very similar in that aspect where we want to have everybody feel good, be appreciated, and give. So that's our personal attribute. But balancing that where it's not overloading our own personal health, self health, mental
Mm.
health. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because it's all about that balance. Where like it's those Libra scales, man. Like those scales. Like
Hell
if
yeah.
I'm giving now. Like I'm going down. So when
Right.
I'm going to sleep at night, I feel like shit. But
Absolutely.
everybody else is feeling great in my family or around me, and
Or
like
around you
I'm
in your circle.
I'm
Yeah.
motivating them.
Yeah.
But then like the next morning, I'm like, damn, I'm barely up here, and everybody's even increased. You know what I mean? So
And
now
then
I'm
they gonna ask you
chasing.
what the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with
like what the
you.
fuck's wrong with you? You're coming here with these negative ass vibes. Why are you in a bad mood? Get
Right.
the hell
What's
out of
wrong
here.
with you?
And then you're like, fuck,
I
man.
was just trying to help
Yeah,
you.
just like fuck, dude. You know what I mean? So just the weight of the world can bring you down real quick. So I would say the balance is just being able to have that awareness of understanding your personal skills and attributes to what you bring to the table, and balancing that of how you want to distribute that, where it's not overly working you or cause
Yes. Just giving balance
mental
to it.
mental like imbalance of your health or like
Yes.
physical imbalance to your health. So just kind of having an understanding of that. And this year personally for me,
Uh huh.
I've been able to say no a lot more easily,
Ooh.
whereas that shit's tough, man. if you
Hell
if
yeah, it
if
is.
the listeners listening and you come from a background like Eric or myself where we want to
We
give and
give. We
make
give. We
everybody
give.
love, you know what I mean? Saying no is like fuck. Like
It's
I gotta
hard as
say no to this
fuck.
homie, you know what I mean? But like you know what? It's no, you know what I mean? My no's no because when somebody hits me up and invites me to something, I do my best to try to go to their event.
Yeah.
But then when I think back about it, I'm like, when I invited
You
that
ever
fool
come
for,
to mine?
yeah, I invited that fool for some big ass events for mine. You know what I mean? My fucking birthday, my mom's birthday, some big ass events, and they're like ghosts. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't make it. But then when they invite me, I'm like, all right, what can I do to rearrange some shit on my Saturday
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
it
To
them?
make it there for you, to show you that support.
Yeah, but then I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna drive to 3 different places in one day just to satisfy all 3 different parties. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna say no to a couple of them, and now that's gonna allow me to balance what I really care about, and then also acknowledge that, hey, up front, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I want to be there, but I can't. I can't this weekend. Let's link up another time. And
Absolutely.
then that's where, rather than me just saying, dog, I'll be there. Let me just maneuver some shit. I'll be there for an hour and a half, and then I'll go over here for an hour and a half, and then everyone's happy. But then at the end of the day, I'm fucking like,
You fucking drained.
I'm done. You know what I mean? But everybody else is happy. You know what I mean? So it's like being able to say that
Right, they
solid
can't
no
give you that
period.
time back. And time
For
is a
sure.
motherfucker.
Time,
Time is a
bro.
motherfucker. You
Time
can't
is
get it
real.
back. You can't get it back. We
Cannot get
all
it back.
fight with it, and it's nothing you could do about it. You cannot get it back.
Time's
so you
undefeated.
Might as well, yeah. It's undefeated. I love that. You definitely got to spend your time the way you want to spend your time.
Yeah.
Because life is short, and you're not promised the next day. That's what I've always been told.
Yeah.
That's what I've grown up on. You're not promised the next day.
No.
So
We're not guaranteed shit.
Man.
We're not. It's pretty cutthroat, huh?
It's pretty cutthroat. I mean, that sums it up.
It does.
What other way can you go with that? I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, I hope everything is worked right on this podcast, because we had a really, really great conversation. But it's always like that. It's always like that.
Man.
Every time we fucking talk. You know what I'm saying? I think we just put some shit on wax. We put some shit on record. And we definitely met minds. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And I hope my listeners appreciate this conversation as well, and get some nuggets and get some jewels out of this conversation. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody who has listened, and everybody who has supported the show in any type of way. Again, I'm the only one fucking doing this podcast. There's nobody else behind the scenes. Nobody else at Weird Studios. I'm trying to get a fucking team built together.
Eric, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. This is badass. Everything that you're doing, like you just talked about, you're the man in front of the camera, behind the camera, in the studio.
This is me.
It's not easy. It is not easy. I know how much work it goes into this technology. Everyone thinks, oh, technology, it makes everything smooth and fast. It's kind of the opposite when you're trying to build something. So continue grinding, dog. It's gonna repay you back tenfold. Just continue with that grinding mentality. Yes, I appreciate you having me on the show. Much love. I appreciate the show. I always learn something new, and I'm always able to engage with it. So continue doing what you're doing. I appreciate you, Eric.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'm sure your ears will thank your brain later. Inconsistently consistent. Preachy. We out.